The first official triathlon took place in the early 1970s, and now there are a number of iconic races that should be on everyone's bucket list. And the great thing is, you don't need to qualify for most of them. Anyone can do them. Coming in at number 10, we have the Laguna Who Care Triathlon, taking place in the 1,000-acre tropical paradise. It starts with a 1.8-kilometer swim, split in two, first with a sea swim, then into the lagoon, where you'll really notice the difference in buoyancy. We then go into a challenging 55-kilometer bike over a punchy terrain, and then finishing with a flat but hot 12-kilometer run, with the winner getting to cross the line with an elephant. In at number 9, we have the Noosa Triathlon, which is a standard distance triathlon taking place in Noosa on the Sunshine Coast of Australia. And since it started in 1983, it has evolved from a one-day event to a multi-sport event over 5 days. The Sunday is the triathlon, which attracts some of the top professionals in the world and is actually one of the largest standard distance races in the world. At number 8, we have Xterra France, which is often referred to as one of the toughest and most technical courses on the Xterra circuit. It starts with a 1-mile swim, followed by a grueling 41-kilometer mountain bike course, taking in steep climbs, wooden ramps, and even tight trails. It then finishes with a lung-busting 10-kilometer off-road run. In at number 7, we have Otello, which takes place in the Engadin Valley of Switzerland, near to St. Moritz. And it's actually one of the original swim run events outside of their Otello events in Scandinavia. Now, you race as a pair over the 46 kilometers of continuous swimming and running, meaning you wear your wetsuit and running shoes throughout the whole race. It consists of 40 kilometers of off-road trail running and 10 kilometers of swimming in the cold alpine lakes as you work your way up the mountain. In at number 6, we have Ironman Wales, and it's deemed as one of the toughest Ironman branded races out there. It's not the course for a PB, but it will certainly test you. And if I'm not selling it to you, it's also considered to be one of the best for spectators and atmosphere. It starts in the small bay of Tenby, and it has an interesting run from the swim to T1 as you run up the zigzag cliff, followed by a 1-kilometer run through town to your bike. And that's before you even start the hilly 180-kilometer bike, and then the 42.2 kilometer run. And although it's tough, everyone seems to love it. In at number 5, we have the Wildflower Triathlon, and it's actually one of the most popular and longest running triathlons in the world, but sadly it was cancelled in 2017 due to drought. However, we're pleased to say it's back on. Now, the Wildflower Long Course Triathlon starts with a 1.9 kilometer swim in the Lake San Antonio, followed by a challenging 90 kilometer bike, including rolling hills, plus the steep 1-mile beach hill and the 5-mile nasty grade climb. And then it all finishes with a mixed terrain half marathon run. And it's actually a favourite for pro triathlete Jesse Thomas, who's won it every year he's raced it since 2011. And at number 4, we have the Outdoors Triathlon, one of the most impressive and challenging races in the world, set in the middle of the French Alps. Now, there are a number of different distances, but they all start in the cold waters of the Lac de Verney at around 2,300 feet of altitude. The long course event takes on a 2.2 kilometer swim, then the 115 kilometer bike covers 3 mountain passes, including the famous Alpe d'Huez. And then it finishes with a 22 kilometer run at the Alpe d'Huez resort on a mixture of paved roads and trails. In at number 3, we have Challenge Roth. Now, this historic course is considered to be the fastest iron distance course in the world, with the men's record currently standing at 7 hours and 35 minutes, set by Jan Frodeno in 2016, whilst the women's record stands at 8 hours and 18 minutes, set by Chrissy Wellington in 2011. It's a 3.8 kilometer swim in the canal, started with a cannon and hot air balloons, and then a 180 kilometer bike over a spectator-packed course, and you even get to split the spectators as you climb the solar hill, and then it finishes with a fast 42.2 kilometer run. This race has a great festival atmosphere and it concludes with a giant firework display. In at number 2, we have the Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. Now this race starts with you jumping off of a ferry near to Alcatraz Island into the icy cold waters of San Francisco Bay and then swimming the 1.5 miles back to shore as if you are an escaping prisoner. And to make this event really epic, you're jumping into 12 degrees Celsius water, choppy conditions and even strong currents. But the fun doesn't stop there because you exit the swim onto an hilly 18-mile bike course and then it finishes with an 8-mile run including the Equinox Sand Ladder of 400 steps up the cliff. However, the event has become so popular, organisers have had to resort to a lottery and qualification process to fill the slots, capped at 2,000 entries. And at number 1, we have the Norseman Xtreme Triathlon, tipped as one of the toughest triathlons out there, starting from Eodfjord in Norway. And in a similar way to Escape from Alcatraz, athletes start off the back of a ferry, plunging into freezing cold fjord waters to complete a 3.8 kilometre swim. Then they start a 180 kilometre bike through the scenic Norwegian terrain, and then they finish with a 42.2 kilometre run to the top of Mount Gaustatoppen at 1,800 metres above sea level. So there's my top 10 bucket list of events, but if you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and to see more videos like this, just click on the globe to subscribe to GTN. And to see some training videos from us, we have our Run Like a Pro video and 5 essential swim skills video.